clean sweep at the Torian Pro by the CrossFit Queen herself, now on her journey for her 6th CrossFit Games Fittest on Earth title. Thanks for joining us for our daily semifinal recap show. I'm your host, Lauren Kalil. 3 men, 3 women, and 3 teams have officially punched their ticket to Madison, Wisconsin for the CrossFit Games. From the Torian Pro, I'm joined by Bella Martin. She is still on the floor. They're taking everything down. Quite the cleanup crew, but wow, what a way to finish out the weekend.
It was the way that nobody expected, but it was the way that everybody expected. I think coming into today, Tia's goal was to go 6 for 6, something that you don't see, and that's exactly what she did. She swept every single event. It wasn't like it was a close call like we've seen for the rest of the weekend. It was the Tia show, and it was absolutely incredible. I was kind of thinking that first workout, the strongman Diane, 21:15.9, strongman elements thrown in there, she completed in 3:45. And to put that in perspective, second place, which was Cara Saunders, with an absolutely respectable time of 5:17. So if that just shows
Tia just proving her dominance once again.
She absolutely, that is Tia. And it was amazing to watch her do this, because not only did she complete it, she went back and she was supporting all the rest of the athletes as they were moving through the rest of the workout. The final deadlifts at 265, that was hard. A lot of athletes got there and then they got stuck. Going back to the strongman. I'm all over the place, still excited. Confetti's probably still in my ears.
What's going on?
There's a lot going on. Clearly, I've had an amazing day here. But kind of going back, now I'm thinking deadlifts. That final workout, the MCX final, Tia, Cara, head-to-head for the entire workout. But it was those final 10 deadlifts at 265. Tia held on and raced across that finish line. It was absolutely amazing.
It really was to watch all of that magic happen. Let's take a look at the leaderboard real quick on the women's side. We have Tia-Clair Toomey in first, Cara Saunders in second, and Ellie Turner, all 3 of those women punching their ticket to the CrossFit Games. Last year was Ellie Turner's rookie year, and all weekend long it was really a battle of who was going to make it into that 3rd and final position.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, that 3rd place on the women's side, 3rd place on the men's side, were what we were all watching for this weekend. Ellie Turner came in today. She wasn't in 3rd, and she knew exactly what she had to do to get that top spot. She came in 5th in both event 5 and event 6, which was exactly enough to get her to semifinals. She was only 4 points ahead. 4 points ahead of 4th place, which is Maddie Sturt, also an amazing athlete that I'm hopeful gets through that last chance qualifier and she punches her ticket as well. But we talked on Friday, we talked yesterday about what athlete needs to do to make it to that 3rd spot. 1 and 2 all weekend has been pretty obvious and apparent, but it was that 3rd spot. Who was going to make it? Was it going to be Jamie Simmons? Was it going to be Ellie Turner? Today, Ellie Turner said, hey, it's me. I'm coming back.
And it really it was that fight to the finish too, because even the final event, you saw, Tia, she absolutely crushed the row, but then by the time she got to the deadlift, I mean, her and Cara Saunders were neck and neck, and then Ellie was really right behind them, and they all got to the deadlift almost at the same time.
That entire workout, they were all together. Their stroke rates were almost identical, moving through the 100 double unders. They were all together. It's harder to get your rope moving faster than everyone else. I mean, you can do dubs at a certain speed, but some of the men and a couple of the women found that when they tried to speed up, they tripped. So they were all neck and neck for those double unders, getting to the barbell. How fast can you move 265? That was what really, pushed Cara, pushed Tia, and then pushed Ellie to get to that finish line. It was watching these women move 265 at such a quick pace shows how far the female side of the sport is and how absolutely they are.
Something else that was a very similar storyline, but was on the men's field. You had Drake Klaus in the number 1, Ricky Garrard going back to the CrossFit Games, and Baden Brown. Man, that was so electric with some of those battles in just the 2 workouts from today.
Oh my goodness. I will tell you, on Friday when I said, watch out for Baden Brown, I meant it. Watch out for Baden Brown. Jay won the event. Baden, he wasn't far behind. The entire workout was absolutely grueling to watch. You could see the men as they're carrying that yoke down the field. There was a couple athletes that went unbroken. They didn't stop because they knew what they needed to do. Oh.
We'll see you again next week.
I made some friends along the way.
That's part of it all, is meeting people in person, having a good time.
I love Australia, I'll tell you that. But again, most of the athletes got caught up on the handstand push-ups at the beginning of the race. And so the athletes that could move through those, they were successful. The strongman elements, they were thrown in there. Not many got tripped up on the kettlebells. Not many got tripped up on the farmer carry or the sandbag carry, but it was the yoke that really proved difficult. Athletes coming off, they were complaining of back pain. They were like, that was hard. And I don't think athletes were expecting that. But again, Baden Brown, he was the one to watch. And Jay Crouch, he had an absolutely amazing day too.
Incredible. Let's take a look at their side of the leaderboard really quick. Something else that was really fun to watch was, I think, it was in that final heat, the battle for, I think it was third and fourth or second and third. It was milliseconds away from crossing the finish line.
Yes. So that entire workout was made in the final yoke carry. So these men, they were catching up. When they would see someone stop, they're like, okay, I've got to go. Now is when I put it into go time. And it was amazing to watch them really dial into another gear that you've seen athletes. I mean, they've done it before, but to see them doing it in an event that wasn't the final, that was amazing.
But even the race after the deadlifts.
Oh.
In the final heat.
We're talking the final. Final heat, I would say the Jake Douglas versus Baden Brown head-to-head was amazing. The entire crowd was electric. There were flames again, as always. And it took me going over to the judges stand to ask, hey, what was the final time? We need to know. It was that close. Wow. The rest of the event, it was that close as well, because it was, again, those deadlifts where people got up time, where if someone saw, hey, the guy next to me, they broke, I'm going to hold on a little bit longer. You don't always expect these men to struggle with weight. We saw in the barbell complex yesterday, these men can move significant weight and they can do it for a long time. But it was watching them move, I want to say 405 on that barbell 10 times unbroken. That was stunning, and it was amazing to watch.
And I think what's also interesting about all 6 of these individual athletes that are punching their ticket to the games, there's so many different storylines that we can follow. Just to name a few, I mean, Tia is going to be going for 6 titles. Ricky's redemption, coming back to the sport clean after getting popped. Cara competing at the games for a decade. It's like the stories with these athletes are so raw and authentic that it made it even more exciting to watch them punch their tickets to the games.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Torian Pro, it wasn't about, the top athletes. It was about all of the athletes. Everyone in here was excited to see everyone succeed. There wasn't a time where anyone was upset that someone else did better. Even on the athletes, they were so excited when their fellow competitors did well. It was amazing to watch this community all just grow together. And you could tell the entire room was excited for Tia. You could tell the entire room was excited for Maddie Sturck, for Ellie, for Cara. It was for everybody. And to me, coming from America, that was really special. I didn't know what I was coming into. And I came into a community that actually loves each other in a way that it's why we do CrossFit. This is what people are chasing. They're not chasing the better workout. They're not chasing being faster, stronger. They're chasing this community. And that's so special to get to come in and just experience it.
Yeah, it truly is. And the also thing that we want to mention is, so 3 men, 3 women are going to be going to the CrossFit Games. They've already punched their tickets, but then there are also 3 qualifying positions that now go to the last chance qualifier on either side. So there's still chance for other athletes to make it.
Absolutely. And I think there are some athletes that do really well in online competition, and I'm not worried for them. I think Royce Brown, who came in 4th, I think he does stand a chance to make it to the games. He does well in competition. He did phenomenal this weekend. And I think given one more chance, that's all it needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And,
and then also, you know, the teams that are qualifying or have qualified for the games from Torian Pro, we have CrossFit Urban Energy, CrossFit Selwyn,
Selwyn.
and
CrossFit Selwyn.
And CrossFit EXF. They are all headed to Madison. But Bella, you have been there watching all of the action Friday through Sunday. What were some of the main highlights or takeaways that you have that you're really going to carry through this amazing experience?
I want to say the respect that these athletes have for each other just reaffirmed everything that I believe about the sport. Thinking about the teams, CrossFit EXF, I believe they didn't win in one of the events, and half of their cheering section came out onto the stage, the arena, and they performed the haka out of respect for the other team. And they were disappointed, they were sad, and I'm watching this, and as an outsider, I'm thinking, okay, this is interesting. Why are they choosing to perform it now? And it was out of a respect for the other team. Hey, we see what you did, and we want to lift you up. You did amazing. And Tia-Clair Toomey, she goes 6 for 6, but she was out on the field cheering everybody on the entire time. Saunders, her family's here, and I think it's so phenomenal that this woman has a 3-year-old kid who is so stinking cute, and she's out here competing with the best.
Right.
And then with the men, it's just everything.
There were no shortages of amazing moments. I mean, even you mentioned Cara Saunders having her daughter Scotty there, the whole crowd saying happy birthday to her. She was running around in her like unicorn get up, and then just watching Tia encouraging everybody. And you could tell just how electric the atmosphere was. It's crazy. Can you stand up with the camera and show us a little bit of what's going on? There's still people there. People just want to take it in as long as possible.
So I love this because this is Pat Rafter Arena. It's a tennis arena. And so tomorrow, this is going back to being tennis. CrossFit got a weekend, and here we are.
1 weekend a year.
Yeah, 1 weekend. We've got the rig in the back. We've got the amazing logo on the floor. This entire arena was so
wow.
It was full. It was loud. You can see probably a little bit of the confetti still on the floor, sprinkled around. It still smells a little fumey, like gas. We had all of the flames going off all evening. So, again, the athletes are amazing here in Australia, in New Zealand. They're absolutely some of the top caliber athletes that I've ever seen. But it's the family aspect, and it's the respect and love that they have for each other that I think is why it's so special, the CrossFit community over here.
Bella Martin, it has been an incredible weekend of coverage, so many storylines, and we have our first group of athletes that are going to the CrossFit Games.
They did it, we did it, and I'm definitely going to be riding the high of the Torian Pro for a while.
I think many of us will be, at least until next weekend when we have even more semifinal coverage. But this one, what a way to start! What a way to start the competition season for in-person.
This is it. This is what we needed, and this is what we got. And I couldn't have asked for a better weekend opportunity, anything, to be here again.
Bella, thank you again so much. Enjoy the rest of your time in Australia, and we'll see you back in the stateside.
See you guys soon.